Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat, YouTube and Facebook for our Dark Side of the Ring, Season 4, Episode 10, the season finale review of The World, according to Marty Jannetty review. We are here to discuss this week's final episode of season 4. Of course, I am joined, as always, for these Dark Side of the Ring reviews by the beautiful, the lovely, the princess of all the True Hills, Miss Krssi Love. How are you doing?
Hey peeps, good morning. Well, not morning, sorry. Afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Well, it might be morning for other people that's watching. So hello, everyone.
Around the world. Think
Around
about
the
the
world.
world.
Exactly. Around the world. So good morning to you all. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. How's everybody? How are you, SP?
Covering all the bases. All the bases right
We
there.
have to. We're worldwide, friends, like Titus.
And this
Just
is true. This is true. I'm glad to see you. I missed you. You
I
weren't on
missed you
True Hill
too.
Heat this
I'm
week.
back. Just 1 week. I'm back. I'm
What an
here.
episode you missed! Oh my God, we had Dutch Mantel. You popped in for a little bit to say
Yes.
hi, but we had Dutch, we had Cam, we had Romeo, Josh. It was fun times. We missed you.
Nice. Good. I'm happy you guys had a great episode. Was it 4 hours long?
No, just over 3.
Over
Cause
just
Dutch,
over
cause
3.
Dutch, cause Dutch.
Okay, well,
Mostly
that's
because of
true.
Dutch.
You're right. You're right. Depending on the person, it can go a little longer than usual. Yes.
Yeah,
So
we always know when we have top guy in, we're here for 3 hours. Let's like strap in. If it's just me and Krssi, we can get it done in like two
but
hours, maybe two and a half. If someone
it
pops
depends
in
on
for
like
something, yeah,
right.
it always
It all-
depends. Me and Krssi, I
right.
think if it was just me and you for a whole show, and I might test this theory when wrestling slows down, which it hasn't in 2023. But one of these weeks,
That
I
ain't
would love it to. I would
that
love
ain't
it to be just you and I, where we could see if we could get it done in 2 hours.
like we used
I,
to.
I think 2 hours is safe. It's safe to say with
That's
wrestling now.
safe. I mean, before we used to do it in that amount of time, so
Yes,
we probably can do it, especially like
but those
when
were in the dark ages, though, Krssi. Those were in the
we didn't have
pandemic
a week. We
ages.
didn't
Like,
have a week full of wrestling. Like this,
remember when we were together? It was like 2 hours of it was usually over 2 hours of laughing and joking and getting in trouble when I came downstairs of us being too loud.
Oh yeah, we're sorry. I mean, it's fun times though. Like pre-pandemic was a great time, man. You had to be
It
there
was.
to understand
You had
it.
to be there. You had to be there. But it's
Before
in
the
the archives. They can all watch it. They can all
yep,
watch
they
it.
can all watch it. Yep.
Just
So
like they can watch our Dark Side of the Ring reviews, Krssi, I actually watched our New Jack review, like the second one we ever did, which I will say, bravo to us, because the first episode we ever did was that Chris Benoit episode. So
right, because we started in season 2, And then we went back. Yes, you're right. You're so right. And that was like lockdown. Like we didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
So we're talking like
Dark
that's 3 years ago, guys. Friends and family, if you don't understand what happened
That
to
was
us.
like the beginning of the lockdown when I got
We didn't know
fired
what
from my hotel job. It was like dark days.
Yeah, both of us we got laid off. Those were some times back then, friend. Those were some times.
Those were the times, but we are glad to be here. Those were in the times also where you'll see if you go to the playlist. We don't even have thumbnails for that. It's just us laughing or our facial expressions as the thumbnail.
Yes, that is. Yes, that's how we used to like. And Romeo would pick the weirdest ones from my face. Be like this. I'm looking down. Like, why would he pick those things, man?
Blame Romeo. I agree.
Yep.
I agree, Krssi. Blame Romeo for everything. But yes, we're here to discuss the season 4, the finale of Dark Side of the Ring. And it was an interesting one that they ended off on, Miss Krssi Love. The World According to Marty Jannetty. So we're going to talk all about that. Remember, guys, if you're joining us live, remember to drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We're making our way to 10,000 subscribers is our goal before the end of the year. We're less than 2,000 away, so hopefully we can hit that mark. But tell a friend to hit that subscribe button and join us, because we got this tomorrow, the flagship podcast. Yesterday we had AE Ramble with Jimmy Macaray. I'm never in a good mood. I literally have people who ask me, because I'm in the Bronx right now, and I literally have people that watch us, that are wrestling fans that watch us, and they'd be like, yo, why is your friend Jimmy always so mad?
He's not mad. That's just him.
We got stopped in the grocery, in the corner store, just trying to get something from the corner store, some milk from babies. And I got stopped. I said, and they just asked me like, "Oh yeah, your G, you know, my friend G, who tells everybody about me. So you're G's friend. You're the one who got from YouTube channel. Why is your friend with the beard always so angry?" So,
he's not angry. That's just him. He just doesn't like the things that are happening on a particular show that he watches. And once you get to know him, you'll understand it a little bit more by and by.
There you go. You watch us every week, you start to understand. But yes, hit that subscribe button, join us, and sound off in the live chat if you're with us live. If you're watching on demand, you can sound off in the comments down below. Let us know what you thought about The World According to Marty Jannetty. We do have here Vala B with a comment here starting us off saying this shouldn't have been the finale. The entire episode was just me going, God damn it, Marty. Yes, pretty much. Pretty much. I don't know about this choice as a finale.
Right. I don't know. I don't even think it should have been in this like category of like shows. I think it should have just been a documentary just about Marty. I don't think it should have been like a Dark Side of the Ring thing. I mean, he had dark sides, but I feel like it just wasn't. It didn't. I'm sure we could have done more. Found someone else to do a episode about for Dark Side of the Ring.
Wow, so you don't even think it was worthy of having an episode?
Yeah, I feel like it could have been like a 2-part documentary just from Vice about him and like, you know, the shenanigans. Because I'm sure there's more stuff to talk about. I feel like they didn't even cover everything.
I mean, it's Marty Jannetty. We don't know where the work starts and the real life ends. Like we don't know.
We need 2 episodes because he was just exactly.
He does blur the line pretty well. But yes, we're going to discuss all of that. Good comment there by Vala B. And Vala B is one of our members. You can become a member by hitting the join button down at the bottom of your screen to become a member for just $1 a month. Or you can send a super chat donation and we will always highlight your comment. We do have Trey Jones here with us saying, MJ's in the house. His Marty Jannetty's catchphrase apparently, because he kept saying that every time he went into a new room. Did you notice that? He said that like 3-4 times throughout the episode. MJ's in the house.
Because he's a special character.
We got Trey. He says, hey y'all, and he says we need to have a discussion about Beefcake Wife for a second.
I mean, again, another person that shouldn't have been. Why was she here in the episode? Then she wanted to flash him, like, "What are we saying, lady? Like, what?" And then Brutus. Poor Brutus is just
I
there
wanted
laughing.
to flash you. I wanted to flash you my titties one time,
But I know we're on television, so we can't do that. So, you know,
So. Oh, we got Vala B. He says it's Friday night here. Well, good night to
see,
you, sir. See, there you
good
go.
night.
Good job. Good job. Good job. We got Trey who says I used to watch old THH episodes when I works overnights. Nice. I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, those are good listening
That's your
material.
job. I mean, get through the shift.
Yep. Good listening material of me and JJ arguing with each other over Baron Corbin and Jinder Mahal and all this other nonsense. Romeo said, "Hello, friends. Marty is a
Hi,
strange
Romeo.
character. This episode was a good lesson in learning to take accountability for your actions and not blame some figure in the sky." Yo, that
Yeah,
whole part of that was hilarious. I'm sorry. I howled laughing. I'm
and
sorry.
they put him in a church to do that too, which was the funny. Like, yeah, took him especially to a church to do this. Like, yeah.
We got Romeo saying, "I'm glad he has mended fences with Sean at least." Well, he said that. He said that he mended fences with HBK, but he also put out on Facebook last year that HBK used to suck Vince McMahon's dick. Like literally.
He again, the page said in the episode that they're like, "Oh, I didn't do that. My thing was hacked." So he'll probably say it was hacked too. So
Of course. Of course. We got Valabi says other notes I had was brother Brudai got that turkey Grudy. You know what I mean? What? We also got Romeo who says Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Marty Jannetty, the holy trinity of MJ.
you know what? Oh my god! Really, Romeo? Really?
Clap it up. Clap it up for the Mount Rushmore of MJs right there.
The
We
Mount
got Vala B, who says, I was surprised this episode was surprisingly kind to HBK. Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
You made him look like an asshole.
He wants to get a trainer's role. But let's get into the episode. Well, we get the opening preview, and it shows it says here in my notes. I was like, the opening preview wasn't that flattering to Shawn Michaels, based on some of the talking heads comments. Marty may have murdered someone as well. We heard all of that in opening. Then we go to Marty, who welcomes the camera crew in his house like it's an episode of MTV Cribs.
Yep.
And introduces himself as one of the rockers from back in the day. Marty is in a wheelchair, and his right leg / foot looks absolutely dreadful with swelling. It looks painful as hell. Al Snow is here, and he says that he's a professional wrestler for nearly 41 years, and he says he was Marty's partner in the New Rockers, and that is where Marty hurt his ankle. They show footage from Survivor Series 1996, and you can see his ankle get rolled, and the injury got worse and worse over the years. We get Leland McCluskey, who is an orthopedic surgeon that has known Marty since high school, and they were in the same class and played football together. He mostly deals with foot and ankle surgery, and we also meet George McCluskey, who is another surgeon that works with shoulders, and he notes most people just have one issue, but Marty has 6 or 7 things going on with him. On a scale of 1 to 10, George says Marty's daily pain is a 12 on a good day.
It looked like it needed to be amputated, to be honest. But I guess that's not what he wants to happen. I'm like, if you know these doctors, why haven't they helped you or fixed it? I'm confused on why these people are even talking in this episode. Are you there to help him? Like, what are we here for? Oh, you went to high school with him. Okay, like you don't need to be in this episode. Like,
and wasn't that the only time we saw them in this episode anyway?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like it was hence why I said this was an episode that didn't really need most of the talking heads that they had here, and it could have been a separate episode about just about Marty, because again, you had these two people. Oh yeah, we went to high school together. Okay, are you here to help him? Like I didn't see one of y'all in a doctor's office with him there. Like no one talked about doing surgery.
We need a Marty Jannetty reality show. That's what we need. Not even a special. I think that he is worthy of a reality show. To follow him around, see what he lies about, see how he gets around the house, all his different holes and different area codes.
You know what? And he said that too. He said it.
He
He had
says,
a girlfriend here,
got
a girlfriend over there.
I got hoes. Marty says his ankle were bound to go. We're bound to go as he has had a joint replacement on the right and reconstructive on the left. As he talks, they show all of the bumps he took in his run with the Rockers. Both shoulders are torn up as well. George remembers Marty being an aggressive football player that was focused on sports more than school. Marty tells a story of being in a chemistry class and mixing together two chemicals they were told not to. He's never said why, he says, and Marty wanted to know. One of the girls close by gets knocked out by a few feet from the reaction. It blew out a window, and everyone yelled about Marty blowing up the lab. And then we get Karen
Problem child
Walker.
from when very young. Just didn't want to listen to no damn body. Just horrible.
Karen Walker, who says, you can't believe 99% of what Marty is talking about. She says that she is a friend that has known Marty for 40 years. She says that Marty just comes up with the strangest things, and if he is telling you a story, it's likely not to be true. Cut to Marty saying hookers would give him freebies when he was 13 because they thought he was cute. Oh, man. Here we go. I was like, this is ridiculous. He then says apparently he has also had Donald Trump come up to him and compliment the pretty girls he always had on his arm.
I was like, okay, I'm watching this episode. I'm like, yeah, we're like 10 minutes in, and like I'm just like, oh, this is this episode. This is the episode where you're like, Lord, what is happening right now? Like, just out of left field, like Donald Trump really said that to your friend. Probably Donald Trump doesn't even know who you are.
They want to say Jeff Jarrett to Carney. I think we've met the last living Carney of Marty Jannetty because I can't believe a word is. He's always working. Marty also says that
he's always him. Like, what's his real name? It's not Marty. It's Marty something. I forgot what they said. But yeah, you're always the character of the Rockers. Like that's you think that like it's like Ric Flair. Don't go off.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you're
exactly
you
Ric Flair.
Exactly just like him. At least Ric Flair. On the other hand, successful. You, sir, just
You're a punchline in the industry, basically. Like sad
right.
but true. Like sad. It's sad. I feel bad for the man, and his real name is Frederick Martin Jannetty.
Okay, see,
so not that far off. He just changed Martin to Marty. That's fine.
True.
Which white people do. White people do that. People don't want to be like Martin's too black. It's known for black people now. We gotta change that to Marty. Anyway, she love just shaking her head at me.
Just write lie on your forehead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Marty also says that he was talked into attending a sex addiction clinic and ended up dating his counselor. Karen says there is a kind, gentle side to Marty, but most never get to see that. Marty says he was beat on by his mom as a kid and hid it from his dad so his parents wouldn't fight. We hear from Mean Mike Moran, who is one half of Disorderly Conduct from back in WCW, and he says that Marty had a really rough upbringing as a child. He met Marty in 1984 when they were both working in their first territory. And he says Marty loved his dad, but he wasn't there as much. Marty was an athlete, and that helped him get out of Columbus, Ohio. Marty is trained by Jerry Oates and works as Marty Oates in Mid-South. He jumps to Central States in Kansas City and is paired with a shy, quiet kid, and that Marty calls nerdy. And he says, yep, that is Shawn Michaels. He was just in charge to show Shawn the ropes, and they were paired as a team, and they had this crazy chemistry from the very early on with each other and headed to the AWA as the Midnight Rockers. That is when one of my underrated favorites. Pat Tanaka is here. I thought that was a nice touch having him, one of the great opponents of the Rockers. Pat Tanaka, who was part of Bad Company that had a rivalry with the Rockers in the AWA. We also have Brutus Beefcake here as well. As we know, the barbershop is so important in Marty's fame, and for some reason, Brutus is with his wife, Missy Beefcake. Okay.
Oh, Missy.
Okay.
Oh.
I will say Brutus did have a nice line. He said, just like the Titanic has to hit the iceberg, Marty has to go through a window. She jokes, Missy, saying that joking about wanting to envision Marty naked to see what else was going on under those tights.
I was like, this episode is going down. Just keep going, sure. So no.
Deeper. Let's go deeper into the dirt. Into the dirt, y'all. Going deeper into the dirt, y'all. That's what I know. That's what I knew where the episode was heading. Women loved Marty, and Karen notes they hooked up the first night they met, and now she is his forever wifey. Marty says every time he went to St. Louis, he would see her. The producers ask if she is his girlfriend, and Marty replies, for St. Louis.
Yo, like I'm like, and he laughs, and he was like, and that's when he was like, "Yo, that's when I was there. She was my lady." It's like, but you got to respect it though. And I feel like every lady knew like their role.
Well, apparently, all I will say is if you are a follower of Marty Jannetty on Facebook, it doesn't seem he's that happy that she was included in this documentary. But
you know what? Oh my God. I don't, oh my God. Are you serious right now? So he didn't know that she was going to be in the episode?
I don't know, but it seemed like he was like throwing shade towards her. But the Midnight Rockers have a crazy, bloody brawl in the AWA that gets the attention of Vince McMahon, and the Rockers are brought into WWF. Marty tells the story of them getting fired on their first day in the WWF. They have stock footage of comments from Shawn as he notes they had great times. The Rockers were out with the boys, and they knew the Rockers liked to party. So Jack Funk wanted to see them party. So glasses started getting broken, and they were kicked out of the bar. Next thing you know, the next day, Vince McMahon fires them, and they say, now what do we do? And that's how we go to commercial. They leave you with that cliffhanger.
It's a reenactment for me of the bar scene of them like they're hitting each other in the head with the bottles of the bar, the glasses. Great stuff.
Great stuff.
And they didn't think that they was going to get in trouble. Idiots.
Freaking idiots. We got Frantic World in the chat with us saying, hey, SP3, Krssi, and chat. This Marty Jannetty episode was crazy. We also got Vala B who says, compulsive liar Marty. Yes.
That it is, for sure. Karen said
it. Trey says, when Marty makes the chemicals, yelled out, are you dumb?
He was like, oh, why? I just wanted to see it mixed together. Like he said, he didn't, he said, don't do it, but I just wanted to see what would happen if you did mix together. Oh, you wanted to see? Great. Look at the whole room is messed up now. I mean, you could have killed people.
We got Dre who says, all this episode told me was Marty was his own worst enemy, and HBK cannot fight at all. And we talked about this on AE Rebel yesterday. Me and Jimmy, we was like, "Yo, Shawn got the worst track record with fights in wrestling as far as backstage brawls." All we know, he got fucked up by Marty. He got fucked up by Brett. Come on, man, you can't win one fight to stop. Oh, he got fucked up by the Marines. Those Marines that beat him up.
Yep, it's all because he just always was from sources say that he's just been a kiss ass, and he gets whatever he wants. So of course he's going to be a person that can't fight, because that's the person that always runs and go and tells.
Yeah. Vala B making a good point, saying, Krssi, if they cut his leg off, he wouldn't need the drugs.
You know what, Vala B, you are
long-term booking. Long-term booking.
Are we still booking for this shredded ankle? Sure.
Oh, we get right. He says, I think I saw that on Pornhub. Whoa.
What?
That escalated
Sure.
quickly. We got Valabia says the whole time brother Brudai's wife wanted Marty. Yes.
That's what it seemed like. She's for the street, son. She's
The Marines. The Marines beat up Sean. Poor guy. Poor guy. Poor guy. Sean can't squabble. Nope, not at all. But next, they spent about a week in the WWF officially, and Marty says they just had awful luck. He keeps referring to himself as MJ when he refers to himself, and he takes us and teaches us about GAT, God's amusement toy. I was just like, oh, here we go. He says God gets bored and throws some bolts of lightning at him.
Lord have mercy. I was like, what is happening right now? And they had him in a church saying this foolishness too.
Al Snow knows about GAT, I guess it was.
I'm sure a lot of people know about what that is because they've been around his crazy ass. That's why.
And scoffs as he says, is basically Marty not accepting responsibility. Moran believes Marty has had some bad luck for sure, but a lot of his decisions have caused his issues. Snow says that Marty is Marty's worst enemy.
Yep.
100% agree.
100% does not like to take a responsibility or accountability for your actions when you're the one that caused most of these things. Like you did this, no one else. Why is it
somebody else's fault?
Yes, you people like that I can't stand.
Me either.
Like take responsibility for your action. Everyone can't be lying about you. It's you, nobody else. We keep saying the same lie.
The Rockers head to Continental, and then after a year, get another call to head to the WWF. Tanaka says, if you have talent, you will get a lot of chances. They talk about partying with models and strippers. Tanaka says he wanted to sleep, so Marty fired a pistol to wake him up.
Wow.
It seems he shot his car and blamed Tanaka for trying to sleep and causing him to fire off the gun. Marty notes that he and Sean were like brothers. He says they paired together and did a lot of women together.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure that definitely did happen. It was the 80s and the 70s and 80s back then, That was regular stuff.
Each his own. Run the train. Yep. Run that train. Get on the train. In 1990, Marty gives a jobber named Chuck Austin the rocker dropper and broke his neck. Austin told Marty he knew how to take it, and we get grainy footage of the incident. And Marty says that the kid shot up and dove straight into the ring, and it broke his neck. That was his fault. 100% watching it back. I was like, Marty did nothing wrong.
Marty did it right, and I'm like, well, what? And then my thing is like, you take it to a jury that knows nothing really about wrestling, and then they probably didn't even really watch wrestling. But then you watch the footage, and you can't tell. You telling me that I made him do his dove his head in the ground like that? I didn't do that. I did my move properly. He forced his body to do that.
Yeah.
So, I didn't agree with it, but whatever. I thought it was stupid.
Tanaka backs up. Yeah, unfortunate for him. I never want to see anybody break his neck, especially, wrestling. But if you did it, how you going to blame it on Marty? Like, that's not Marty's fault. That's your fault.
That is definitely your fault, for sure.
Tanaka backs up that Austin took the move wrong, and it looks nasty, and Marty could tell he was injured and told Sean he came off the top and didn't even touch the guy because they knew he was hurt. They got the pin and got out of there to the back. Austin had to be taken out on a helicopter to a hospital, and it messed with Marty. He said, man, I caused this. It became a story picked up by the media. We see old footage from Austin doing a TV interview, and his claim is that Marty told him he would protect him. Austin sued for $10 million, and they had It's $10 million. That's insane. And at that rate, and they had the jury watch the incident. They had the jury watch the incident, which freaked them out, and it seems they had Dean Malenko come to properly take the rocker dropper, and the jury didn't care. Marty said that is the worst thing for a wrestler, as you want them to cheer or boo. He says the jury comes back with a verdict in 20 minutes. The verdict is in, and WWF is found 90% negligent. I don't know how to say it. Negligent, and Austin is 5% and Marty is 5%. Wow. They award Austin $24 million.
It's crazy. He's like, that's more than what they was even asking for.
double, like nearly double what they were, more than double. Marty jumped up and was going to yell that he was going to sue for 10, but his lawyers told him to sit and they would appeal. They go through the appeal process and settle for 10 million. Marty has to pay 5% of that, so it is taken out of his royalty checks for a bit. So 5% would be $500,000 if the math is correct.
Listen, and you were a part of it. I just think that it was just, you should have sued the WWF, not Marty. Like Marty was, in there. It was an accident. You just didn't do what you were supposed to do. But hey, I'm not a part of it. We weren't there or whatever. But showing from footage, it looked like Marty didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly. The case against Shawn is dismissed as he had nothing to do with it, and Marty goes going into a rant about Shawn's luck. He says that is Shawn's the luck of Shawn. He says he could step in shit and come out smelling like roses.
Now that was funny.
Karen lets us.
Serious too.
You know he is. He's like, man, you're the lucky one. I'm the one with the bad luck. Karen lets us know that she is not a Shawn fan at all and calls him egotistical.
That's the face right there.
She says the Heartbreak Kid isn't a gimmick, as that is really Shawn. Marty says that is his brother and he was always good to him. He started to have issues, and Karen says Shawn didn't have as much of a drug problem as Marty did, so he started to get annoyed with Marty doing too much. Al tries to list the drugs he knows Marty has had an issue with. He says crack, somas, cocaine. He says cocaine are just the ones he can rattle off his head. Karen saw him take a lot of Hal and found him on the floor with pills spilled everywhere. She called Shawn and he told her not to call anyone. Shawn and Snuka took Marty and threw him in the shower, and Karen was shocked as she thought Marty was going to die.
First of all, as I'm watching this, I'm like, wait, she called who? And I was like, oh, Snuka, and Snuka in the mix is not a good mix. If you watched our Dark Side of the Ring of Snuka, guys, you'll know what I'm referencing.
She's like, Snuka in the 1980s?
Sure. Nobody would talk. Yeah, listen.
I don't know about that, ma'am.
The math don't be mathing with that one.
Moran says that Marty and Shawn eventually got into a fight in a hotel. Marty came too drunk and was cussing out Shawn. So Shawn decks him and puts him through a window legit. So it was bound to happen. It was art imitating life, basically, because it happened before the barbershop window. Luckily, they were on a bottom floor, she says. Well, that gives the later barbershop more backstory, so that's good. Marty popped up and asked Shawn if he thinks he can do it again. They head outside and start fighting, and this time Marty is choking Shawn out. Marty says it should have never happened, but it did, and Shawn was the one left bleeding. Vince knew they had to split the team, and Marty said they needed to talk first, but Shawn was all for it. Friends told him, and he's like, Sean, way to go, Sean.
What are you doing? Right. Like we're supposed to be like,
We're supposed to
what are
be
you
a
saying?
team. No, you just knocked me the fuck out. Like, you just made me bleed my own blood. I'm out of here. I'm the star. I'm out of here. I was holding you up. the fuck you think this is? You think this is a partnership? I'm carrying you. What? You made me bleed my own blood. I'm not dealing with you anymore and your drug problems and your crackhead ladies. I'm not dealing with that. I'm a heartbreak kid, baby.
Yo, I'm not. Yo, he must was like, yo, there's but so much. He seen the exit and he ran.
He ran. He's like, no, that works. He's like, that works. No, we don't need to talk.
He's like, bro, like what? Like, what do you mean? I swear, Sean was like, yo, there's but so much I can deal with this. You know what I'm saying? There's but so much.
Like, I've been helping you when people think you dead and putting you in showers and you know, you're great in the ring. You're probably better than me in the ring, but they see more in me than you, so they're only pushing us as far as they're gonna push me.
Push me, yep.
And they only gonna push me as far as you on my ankle holding me back. So, and you make that, and then after all that, you make me bleed my own blood. You come back drunk to the hotel and start cussing me out. Have to put you through a damn window, and then you make me bleed my own blood. Nah, that's too much. Gotta go.
Too much. It's a lot. It was a lot. And Sean was just like, I can't, it's but so much one person can take. And he was like, you know what? Let's just do this now. And he was just like, but no, like, I feel if he could have been a tag team for like ever, he would have been a tag team forever if it was up to Marty.
He would have been fine with that. It would have been fine with that.
That's it. Nothing else mattered to him. But that he wanted to be a tag team forever.
Vince told them he saw Sean as a future star, and he didn't see that for Marty.
Wow. That's some bold stuff right there.
Karen and Mike say take some shots at Sean, but it's like yeah, but Sean was the star. He was.
You can't be mad at like when you're a person in a business and you see two people together. It's but so much you can do with those two people, right? Yeah. So now you sit them, you put them back together. And you're like, okay, what can we do to like make you guys bigger? Okay, we'll break you up. Out of the two, you see who's the one that's shining more, who's doing the most, who's not getting in trouble all the time, not being high. Like, sir, get your shit together. That I would have ran to hell too. You did this, not me.
Might believe Sean was in Vince's ear, and then he says, or ass. Beefcake also thinks Sean was kissing ass, and Marty didn't want to be a shit can, but if they kept him, he would do the split. So he agrees. Al goes over the story for the split as Sean was getting a little more full of himself and they weren't on the same page in matches anymore. We see the famous WWF magazine story and we see Sean slap Marty in the face. Then we go to the famous scene, the barbershop. Al Snow says it was the pinnacle of the turn. He says that Beefcake says he had no idea until that day what was going to happen. Yeah. Marty tells Sean he can leave the team, but if they shake hands, they can continue with the team. Sean spins Marty around to shake his hand and all seems well. And then bam, Sean super kicks Marty. Marty notes he was kicked so hard he didn't even feel the glass. Sean famously tosses Marty head first through the glass window in one of the greatest heel turns and tag team splits of all time. Yep. And Mike says the fans didn't want the team to break up and nobody started coming. Sadly, they don't include Heyman claiming that Marty tried to jump through the window, though, to get away from Sean, because that was a great call. But Marty was basically toast after this split, though. So what do you think about the retelling of the barbershop scene?
Very telling, because it happened once before, and it just used, art intimidating life or whatever, life imitating art, whichever way you say it, or whatnot. And it just shows like how you can use something, and it's one of the most like famous like turns of all time. I feel like one of the something. It's like top 5. I feel like it's one of the like, because you didn't want them to break up because you were like so invested in them. Was I a Rockers fan back then? Probably, but I think it made, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Like it was. I feel like it was like the early '90s Hardy. Yeah, like they were like the early '90s Hardy Boys, if that makes sense.
There's the different. I say you have to think of wrestlers like Pokemon. You have different evolutions. There was the Rockers, and then the Rockers evolved into the Hardys, and then the Hardys evolved into the Young Bucks. And now we're going to see who's going to take that mantle of, is it going to be the Top Flight or Private Party will be the next iteration, the next evolution of the Pokemon. Just like I say, the perfect heel wrestler, it was the original for me, as far as like what my dad, who used to watch wrestling, my grandma used to watch wrestling, tell me they used to say it was either like Nick Bockwinkel or Buddy Rogers. And then that went from there to Harley Race. And then that evolved into Ric Flair. And then that evolved into Triple H. And now that's evolved into Jay White.
You know what? God damn it, SP, you've done it again.
Pokemon.
You got to catch them all. So they'd like the Pokemon evolve as they got like, right.
Every generation has them.
Every generation has one. Damn it.
See, you had Bruno, then it evolved to Hogan. Hogan evolved into Cena. Or you could say Hogan evolved into Stone Cold, because Stone Cold was kind of that generation, needed that. So it was a different form. It was still the American hero, but it was the more rough side of the American hero. And then that evolved into John Cena, which evolved into Roman Reigns.
You are, because you don't always have to be the good guy.
Yeah.
But if you're cheered by them and you turn to be like the regular Joe or anti-hero, because we always want the anti-hero to win, not the actual hero, because sometimes the hero is an asshole. Yeah. So damn it, wow, SP, I'm speechless. That's very
we got Balabi, who says Sean needed to ditch Marty. He was cutting into his Vince sucking dick time. Jesus Christ, Mama.
Yeah, the chat is on a roll today. I mean, you guys are spicy.
Jesus. Brandon World says, looking back at HBK solo run and tag run with Triple H, he was not a nice person. No, he's still not a nice person. I don't know why I'm blocked.
You still blocked, guys?
Yeah, I'm still blocked. We're still all blocked.
Oh, okay. Damn, that sucks.
I don't care. Fuck him. That's why you cockeyed, bitch. Anyway, Trey says choked his ass out. Yes, too. Yeah, he did. Marty won the fight. Marty won. Ha ha. Next we go. Sean says that Marty was upset and asks what's going to happen to me. And Sean says they are going to be singles and will get judged on what they can do from here. He told Marty if he gets over, they will use him. Al thinks Marty resented Sean and that Sean wanted to get away from Marty so he can climb the ladder. More bad decisions from Marty, though, as he is with a stripper and a cop found a bag of cocaine on him. He had to do 6 months of house arrest. And we have video of Marty in India riding a cop's motorcycle into a hotel and crashing it into a guy that sends him into a water fountain. The guy yelling "high spot" while filming the incident is a hero, though, I must say. High spot. Al says, Al says that Marty and Sheik may have the record for being fired and brought back the most times. He's just reckless. He's just reckless.
I feel like at this point he can't help himself. That's the problem. I really think that he that's genuinely who he is now, and he can't help himself. Sorry, my eyes are just watering. Sorry.
Every time they brought him back though, they seemed to put him like in a better position, and he would just blow it every single time.
If too many chances was a person, it's him.
Because they show all the times he came back. He comes back one time and he wins the Intercontinental Championship, and then he has to drop it like a month later, and then he's in trouble like a month after that. Like it's just constant. Yep. We covered the new rockers a bit, and Marty wasn't into that, and Al doesn't blame him. Marty felt it was poking fun at what he did with Shawn, and some think Shawn had Vince do that to Marty to embarrass him. Marty knew. Huh? What you said?
I felt bad for him at that point. I was like, that's kind of wrong. Like, because this is if this is the way I can evolve and like try to like get our names and like, and it was bad for like, well, Al Snow became, a big thing too, but
after he was Leaf Cassidy though. He had to leave the promotion for that to happen. Marty knew it was time to leave, and he went to WCW. Al thinks WCW had plans for him, but Marty had several DUIs, and one of them led to him losing his license for 10 years. His contract was up, and that was it. Meanwhile, Shawn has become a main event star in the WWF, and Karen says it devastated Marty. She says Marty would put pictures of Shawn on dartboards and throw darts at him. And Marty continues to spiral for 5 years before finally hitting rock bottom, or so they think, because I don't know.
I'm about to say, you just took the word. I'm like, wait, before he hit rock bottom? Because it sounded like he was already at rock bottom like 4 other times before that even happened. Like, how many times you going to keep getting more chances?
Just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
No, you're not. You're saying the right stuff, friend. Like, it's just like how I don't know. Like, how many chances can one person be given? And then they were like, sure, okay, no problem. Let me hold your hand and like take you where you need. Like, what?
Take your hand and leave. Apollo B says, surprised the dude was fired 5 times in 5 years. How did he get so many chances? Yes, that is the best question. How did you get so many chances? Not can you get another chance? How did you get that many chances to begin with?
I mean, it's just for the thing where he doesn't take responsibility for his actions. So he's always going to be the one that says, oh yeah, like I'm the victim. No one else is. It's me. I'm the one that's so like, and that's what Al Snow always said. Like they've all said that he's like his own worst enemy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, he's not taking responsibility for what he's done. He's not going to accept the things. And they've given him chance after chance after chance after freaking chance. Would have busted up ankle and body and everything like that. After a while, I would be like, man, you ain't even all that good anyway. Get out of here.
Marty decided to do cocaine until his heart busted unless God gave him a sign. His phone rang and it was Shawn calling him. He invited Marty to Athletes International Ministry in Arizona. Shawn took care of everything, and it was the first time they had talked in years. Marty went to Arizona and was baptized by Shawn. He says he lived a pure life for 3 weeks. And next, WWE wants a Rockers reunion. Yay for Marty! Raw 2005, the Rockers reunite, and Marty is nervous that people forgot him. Shawn told him, we are the Rockers and nobody will forget. The crowd popped and they were in tune with each other. Once again, WWE was impressed with the match, and Marty says they offered him a contract for over $1 million. Marty was in jail a week later.
Okay, so SP, let's just tell you this right now.
In 2005, he was going to get offered $1 million.
First of all, I don't even remember that whole incident of like them coming back on TV. I wasn't watching at that point. That's fine. 2, I don't watch it the night it comes on, which is what, Tuesday night. So I watch it like the Wednesday morning. So I'm at my job. I'm watching on my laptop. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? When he said he was clean, he was like, that was 3 weeks, and it was like the pause, like you did it perfectly, and you was like, and that lasted 3 weeks. I was like, are you serious, right? Like, his face needs to be in the dictionary. I swear to you. Chances,
Marty Jannetty.
Marty,
Marty says he got into a fight with the wifey, a stripper, and the neighbors called the police. Marty was on probation, so he was arrested, and there went the contract with the WWE. They note that Marty has a habit of hanging out with strippers who are doing drugs, and Mike says, "I like that too, but don't be shocked when it bites you in the ass."
and I respect to Mike, because Mike was like, yo, like, who doesn't love a good like time, and like we all work hard and deserve like to have a good time, but also we have to be adults, and like come on, Marty, like exactly, like, are you serious? Like God damn it, Marty.
Karen, it's like never fails.
I feel like it went
Marty
this way, and then it just kept. How much lower can we go?
Marty had a Marty says that even Vince recognized that Marty had a black cloud that followed him, and Karen says the same, but notes Marty is the reason for the black cloud.
He is.
Karen worries about Marty because he is alone in his poor health. Beefcake says Marty continues to wrestle shows with a bad ankle, and he thought it was insane. Missy brings up Facebook and how that is Marty's audience because he is housebound. We see some of his posts about not being racist and having 13 black daughters possibly out there, and about his cocaine habits. Tanaka believes Marty feeds off those reactions, and Karen says Marty just sits around trying to think of funny stories. The producer asks about the post about his daughter, and Marty says he was hacked and never even saw the post. He says that she didn't deserve that, and neither did he. Al questions what Marty is doing and says there is a lot of holy shit moments. And then they bring up the infamous one from last year of Marty trending on Twitter for claiming he made a man disappear when he was 13. We get Brian Alvarez footage from Wrestling Observer Live going over the story and how it is being investigated. And Marty says it was an accidental death. Marty claims that someone was trying to rape him at 13. At the what?
Remember they said, okay, explain to us what happened hypothetically.
Hypothetically, his claim is someone was trying to rape him at 13 and he made the guy disappear. The police were at his house, and Marty says he said it was a story to get people to leave him alone. And the producers asked Marty to tell the story hypothetically. He takes the camera crew to the bowling alley and said he worked there when he was 13. The guy who worked the desk also sold weed out of his car. They go to the car and the guy puts his hand on Marty's crotch. Marty smacked his hand away and they started fighting. He got Marty out. He got Marty down and was on top and trying to unbutton his pants. Marty grabs a rock in the car. What?
Where'd the rock come from?
Where did rock come from, Marty? You didn't even get out the car yet. But he grabs a rock and he hits the guy in the temple with it, and he didn't know what to do. So he got his family member, and they agreed they can't call the police. They dumped the body in the nearby river, and Marty says, again, it's hypothetical, and is a story to get him back in wrestling.
There's something really wrong with Marty Jannetty. There's
MJ in the house.
Now I'm at my desk. I'm just like, how much more of this? Because I can't watch no more. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, there's I can't do it no more. Like, this was just like, I was just like, sir, like, what? Like, did you bring the rock in the car with you when you was gonna buy said weed from homeboy? Or did you just get it open like you know how you like open the door, you just like reach down on the floor, maybe like something fell off the car really quick, so you're just gonna reach and go pick it up really quickly. Did that happen? Like, what? How did? So many questions.
when how to catch a predator, you mean foolishness. This is how to catch a predator or unsolved mysteries. Yeah, that's another one. We got Marty notes what happened in the car was true, and the rest is all story. Okay. He
Okay,
says, go ahead.
okay, so the what happened, so he went to the car with the guy. That happened. He went to go buy said drugs. He saw said drugs. Man put hand on his leg, right? Okay.
So
So
he's imagining killing him.
okay. Oh. Hmm. No, he's nuts. Something is
Yeah,
wrong.
he needs therapy.
He,
That's something you talk about in therapy. You don't talk about on Facebook. Your dark fantasy of trying to get revenge on the person that molested you when you were 13.
yeah.
That's not a story to get back into wrestling, Marty. If you're
No.
watching this, Marty Jannetty, which I wouldn't be surprised if you are, because you probably want to hear people's feedback on this episode, and there was a lot to this episode. One thing I will say is that I think that social media is not the place to be saying your thoughts and your funny stories that you think of. I think maybe you should share that with a friend,
Because
or
not everyone is going to get dark humor or your humor or whatever. If they don't know you, they're going to. Case in instance, look at Jamie Foxx. That's all I got to say.
yes.
Look at that tweet. We get it. We say it all the time. But other people read it and construe it and make other stories about it.
Yep. Marty notes what happened in the car was true, but the rest is all story. He says they did a missing persons report and never found a body. There is a statement from the Columbus Police Department who say, we have no evidence of a murder, connected cold cases, or missing persons concerning Mr. Jannetty's allegations. They did confirm they investigated the claim. Al is afraid that Marty is going to be alone. Brutus says he loves Marty and wants him to keep his hands off his wife. She
Missy
jokes.
Keep his hands off her. Missy is ready. She's
with
about that
the
lifestyle.
shits. She jokes. She jokes that she thought about flashing Marty on camera here, but she is mic'd up. Brutus laughs through all of this. Al brings up that the joke is nobody wants to be the Marty of the team, and he says he would be lucky if you were. There would be no Shawn Michaels at the level he is without Marty. Marty is asked about Shawn, and he knows that he loves him to death. There was 7 years of a great relationship, and it has been great again since that phone call. Shawn notes they had one fight in 7 years of being together 24/7, and that's not bad at all. An old interview from Marty, as he notes he didn't dump the guy in the river. One of his friends dumped him in the woods and poured gasoline on him.
Oh, I can't. Like, who? Continue, SP. Continue.
Al says that is the story that Marty told him in the 90s. Karen says that is the one story that she believes is true. Marty told her a long time ago, and she could tell when he is lying. And Marty has the last word on our episode here, where he says he isn't going to give anything else. We need to look through the smoke and mirrors. This was probably the wackiest episode they've ever done of Dark Side of the Grid.
From out of all the seasons,
The season.
The whole season, and then they make this the last episode. Like, this could have been mid. This didn't have to be the last one, but I guess they was like, let's end on like a weird bang, and it's not even a bang. It's like a weird like cuckoo.
It's like Revolution 2021, the exploding barbed wire death match where you go. Pew, 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 pew.
You're right, yeah, and it didn't even. Oh, you're so yes, SP, yes, that's true. You're right.
Yep. Paula B says, every time I hear empty in the house, I think of that Papa John's commercial with Papa John's son, Bo's in the house.
My God, what an episode. This was
what an episode. What an episode to close out the season. Steven says seems like Dark Side of the Ring producers running out of ideas.
But we've given them like last week,
Giving
give them
them
at least like 6 people that they could do.
Giving them plenty of material, plenty. Go through the archives. We come up with plenty of ideas.
Yep.
But what an episode here. Marty Jannetty, sound off in the live chat. Let us know who you gave the episode a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Who was your MVP and LVP of the episode? For me and Krssi, we'll put our thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down for season 4, episode 10, the finale. The World According to Marty Jannetty. 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up for me. Thumbs in the middle for Miss Krssi Love. I don't blame you. Who was your MVP for this episode, Miss Krssi?
Al Snow.
That's a fair one. I am going to go with.
I can't give to Marty.
Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty.
Because he told us. You know what? Okay, I'll change to Marty too. He MJ in the house. He told his own story the way he wanted it to be told, and you can't be mad at that, friend. So okay,
entertaining. I judge my MVP on entertainment value. He was the one that brought most of the entertainment.
You know, and then we laughed a few times. Okay, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. Honorable mention to Pat Tanaka, who is Vala B's MVP. So respect to her. Respect to the Pat Tanaka. We got thumbs in the middle for Vantic World, who says 6.5 out of 10. Who is your LVP, Miss Krssi Love? I'm gonna say Beefcake's wife. She was cheating on her husband right in front of his face, or Beefcake, both of them. The Beefcakes.
The Beefcakes. Okay, I can agree on that one, friend. Okay, sure.
The Beefcakes. The Beefcakes is LVP. I might give Marty the first ever MVP and LVP. He was entertaining as hell, but he's also the LVP because it's all his fault.
I was gonna ask you, can we do that? Because he's the one, he's the person at he's the cause of his own downfall. He's the one that he's a double MVP and
first ever MVP and LVP of our Dark Side of the Ring review, because MJ in the house was entertaining as a talking head and telling his story. But when you retell your story and you're the reason for all of this, then you're also the LVP. That makes sense.
Can we just talk about how ridiculous his outfit was when he came back with Sean? Who did that? That was god awful.
That was Sean trying to embarrass him again.
You're not gonna keep blaming Sean for Marty's foolishness now.
It's all your fault. It's all Sean's fault. It's all Sean's fault. But it's time, Miss Krssi Love. It's time. We did a review of season 4, episode 10. It is time for us to rank every episode of season 4. Sound off, folks, in the live chat. We want to hear from you. How do you rank them? Well, we got our lineup right here with our thumbnails, so everyone can also watch all of our reviews, which has been doing very well. We've been on a streak the last 3 weeks, over 1,000 views, and our Bam Bam Bigelow review is one of our highest viewed of the year. So, of the year overall on the channel. So,
thanks, guys. We appreciate you for that. That's really good news to hear that you guys are actually, and listen, you don't have to watch the actual, episode if you don't want to, or you can watch it and then come back and listen to us talk about how we feel about it. So there you go. You're not doing anything on Saturday morning? Yeah. Or Friday night.
Say they watch Dark Side and then they watch our review. It goes hand in hand. But we got all the thumbnails here for this season here. We got season 4, episode 1 and 2. Episode 1 was Chris Candino and Tammy Cinch. And episode 2 was Magnum TA. We got episode 3, which was the Graham Dynasty. We got episode 4, which was What Happened to Doink the Clown. We got episode 5, The Junkyard Dog. Mm-hmm. Episode 6, The Tragic Fall of Adrian Adonis. Episode 7, Abdullah the Butcher, Legacy of Blood. Episode 8, Bam Bam Bigelow, The Beast from the East. Episode 9, WCW Bash at the Beach 2000. And then finally, the one we did today, The World According to Marty Jannetty. Miss Krssi Love, what do you have as the worst episode of season 4?
Marty Jannetty one.
God damn, you just gonna punch right in the face. All right, so you're going with Marty at number 10. I'm gonna go with Magnum TA at number 10.
I was okay. Okay, never mind. Go ahead. Yeah.
You keeping Marty at number 10?
It was neck and neck for me for those two. All right, I'll give it. I'll give him. I'll take Magnum TA then. Fine.
Magnum TA at number 10. I think it was nice for people who never heard of him before. You learn a little bit something. But if you did have any type of information beforehand, it was an episode that was missing a very glaring thing about it. So that's why it's number 10. Number 9 for me, I will go with... I would go with the Graham Dynasty, not because it wasn't a good episode. It was just a downer. And like, I learned more about the family, but I was kind of depressed afterwards and didn't want to remember anything about the family. The family who's like hereditary of committing suicide. Like, that was like back to back episodes 2 and 3. I know that's dark side for you, but yeah. But it was just a very depressing episode. So,
but that's also like the other. What's the other good big family? The Von Erichs. That was sad as hell.
But I felt like that was a little bit more gripping as far as the story of everything. Like, I don't know. I felt like this was kind of repetitive of people in the family having the same similar story. Whereas with the Von Erichs, the reason why they have a movie is because it's all different reasons for all the kids killing, dying early. There was all different types of reasoning there. Whereas this was one reason over and over and over again.
Okay, fine.
So what's your number 9? Marty?
Marty.
All right. Number 8 for me, that is where I will put Marty Jannetty. I will put Marty there at number 8. 8 for you.
The Graham family dynasty.
That is fair. Number 7 for me, I am going to go with Tammy and Chris, unfortunately. I felt like that was a letdown as the first episode of the season, because you start off season 2 with Benoit, a 2-parter, start off season 3 with Brian Pillman, a 2-parter, and then you give us this as the season 4 premiere. It just felt like not at that level of when you're giving us bangers in those first those premieres. This was like this was Revolution 2021 again. Not starting off with a bang. Number 7 for you.
Number 7 for me, I would put probably, it's a toss up between the Junkyard Dog and I want to say, what was the other? Damn, I done forgot most of them now again. All right, I'll be with you on the same one and put Tammy and because I was gonna have them at like number 5.
Actually, I think you're right. I might put number 7, Junkyard Dog.
I think the Junkyard Dog belongs there. It was good, but I feel
it felt like they rushed through his career just to get him to smoke crack.
Correct. So I'm gonna go Junkyard Dog. You want to agree with me?
Yeah, I'll go with Junkyard Dog number 7, and then I'll go with Tammy and Chris number 6.
Same. Okay, cool. We're on the same page. Okay, 5.
So now we're in the top 5. So number 5, I'll go with Adrian Adonis. I thought
Yes.
this was like the first episode where I don't have really that much complaints about it. Maybe they could have focused more on his WWF career and his big matches with Roddy Piper and people like that. Yeah, they could have, but I thought as far as the story they were trying to tell, they had showed it in an effective way. And I remember his family even weeks later talking about it right now. I remember his family talking about losing him. So.
Exactly. So yeah, Agent. I feel like this one was kind of the toss between 6 and 5 for me as well. It's kind of like a toss, but giving more where I didn't know much about him. I didn't know, and I didn't even know that he had like the run in WWF because his name was different too. So I can agree with that and just have it put at 5. Yeah.
We got the next one for me, number 4, is the one that I see people who are not very high on that one. I see Stephen Chambers saying it's number 7. Trey says it was missing something, but I have it at number 4. Doink the Clown. I have Doink at number 4 because this another one where like the family talking about him, you learned a bit more about who he was. I thought that they addressed every part of his career. I learned about the early portion of his career. That felt very effective. I don't know what it was missing. So I would love to hear from you guys if you felt it was missing something or you're not as high on that episode. I don't know what you were looking for, but as someone that myself, my earliest childhood memories or some of my early childhood memories of like the new generation when I was like 4 or 5 years old is Doink the Clown. And they addressed all of that. They covered all of that. They covered his ECW career. They covered a lot of the stuff he did after his career and his battle with addiction. And Connie is one of the biggest villains of the whole season. What was this episode missing? Like going over it and remembering everything, y'all make me mad by saying that y'all down on this. Because I'm like, Connie was the biggest heel of the whole entire season of
Connie was the villain. Connie was the person that was like, like she's with the shits. Like she don't give a fuck what nobody said. Like sorry about my bad language, but Connie was that person. This was a great episode. I'm surprised we didn't put it higher. But no, Doink the Clown was a good episode. They did this.
You can put it higher. You didn't give your number 4 yet. You can put it higher.
No, I'll leave it at 4. I already know what 1 is going to be for me, but 4 is definitely that's 4 for me. Yeah.
And I think we pretty much are all at the same with our top 3. Our top 3 is the last 3 episodes before this week. Pretty much like this was when Darkseid got on a run here. So number 3 for me is last week, Bash at the Beach, because like I was not expecting much from this episode. And despite them, me feeling like they didn't do enough of setting up before the event, I think that's like a minor nitpick for what was very entertaining show of giving me an episode, the best type of episode that I don't like. I didn't like this type of episode when they did it for the Montreal Screwjob, where I still think Montreal Screwjob is one of the worst episodes they've ever done of Dark Side of the Ring, because they didn't deliver any new information, and all it turned into was an argument between Jim Cornette and Vince Russo. This turned into us giving us a lot of new information, changing my perspective on something that I lived through and I've been taught and I've been able to talk about for the past 20 years. They completely changed my perspective on it. And then they gave us an argument and a debate between 2 different people. So,
and we place the blame on someone else that we didn't think that we were supposed to place the blame on. We thought it was between Russo mostly, and he really wasn't the person that did, he did his job.
Yep.
So I agree with you with this episode. Because remember, I talked very highly about it last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you would have it higher. I thought you wouldn't have it at number 3.
No, because there's other episodes that are higher than this one. But that's why it's number 3 for me, because I learned more, and it changed my childhood, and I went into this episode already thinking I knew everything that happened, and then I come out and I found out the villain is truly the person that I thought I loved in my childhood, and it's just tarnished that part of that part. So
tarnished, tarnished, such a word.
And it makes me sad because, it's still people and kids that still love him to this day. And he still does get kids going and like, talk to them and like, cheer, he still does like those things. So it's like, it's just so sad that, he's a jerk.
Number 2 for me, I'm gonna go with Abdullah the Butcher here. Legacy of Blood. It was nice to finally get Abdullah
Yeah.
because I didn't realize it was season 1 we first saw him. Well, for the killing of Bruiser Brody,
Yes.
until I rewatched that episode. So to have him back here and to talk about his career, focus more on why he became famous, all the stuff that he's done bad in the ring, his infamous reputation, the whole case with Hannibal.
Yes.
Hannibal's another person who was
Oh
a big heel for this season overall. So yeah, like that was a very interesting episode. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at anybody who had Bash at the Beach 2000 higher than this, but just me personally, because my connection with Abdullah the Butcher, I'll put it at number 2.
I put it at number 2 because I learned a little bit more about Abdullah the Butcher. Again, we seen him in the Bruiser Brody. Like we seen him like mostly a lot of the episodes in season 1, to be honest. He was a talking head for most of those things, and then learning about his career and like how it like transit. Again, I didn't know he had cartoons and he had a whole album. I never knew that.
Yep.
He had made so much. He had made so much money, and that's just because he's just a big heel, and like he just was like, so scary. He dropped out of school. Like I learned a lot from this episode, so that's why it gets number 2.
Yeah, that's the only kind of glaring kind of omission that they had. They didn't focus on like his WCW time, but they did do a good job of covering kind of everywhere else where he became a big name, because honestly, guys, he wasn't that big of a name in WCW. You had the spot when people show Abdullah the Butcher in WCW, all they really show is him getting electrocuted in the Halloween Havoc match. That's it. Vala B says, yeah, everyone agrees. This is the number 1 for this season. Bam Bam Bigelow, episode 8, The Beast from the East. Like, I felt like this is one of the best episodes ever of Dark Side of the Ring, because it covered everything. It covered his time of coming up, getting into wrestling, his reputation in Jersey, his relationship with Diamond Dallas Page before either one started wrestling. You get him getting introduced into wrestling, going to the WWF, becoming a star there, and getting success early, and then getting to get knocked back, get fired, and then having to come back. His time in WCW, going to ECW, like covered all the bases. It wasn't just about, okay, this person was a wrestler, now they have addiction, which a lot of this season felt like overall.
Yes, the season of addictions.
It felt like we spent 5 minutes on them wrestling and then the rest of the hour-long show on them doing drugs. This one really fleshed out his whole entire career before they ever got into why just his dealing with pain due to his body led to him having an addiction that ended his life. So I thought that this story was so well done. Remember his family very well as well. So like from top to bottom, and the talking heads, I think this had the best set of talking heads with Diamond Dallas Page, with man, they just killed it on so many levels with this episode. So it's like a 10-7 round as far as Bam Bam Bigelow. It's far and away the best episode of the season, in my opinion.
Correct. You said it all. Like from the talking head, like his children, like the opening scene where the daughter talks about like the last memory like she had of her her dad, like that was like, what? And again, it shows the highest of highs to lowest of lows. Like it just was like from beginning to end, it was just perfectly executed for them.
Riveting episode overall, though. Miss Krssi Love, for season 4, I'm just gonna say it is slightly higher than season 1. But season 2, season 3 are still 1-2 for me as far as ranking of the seasons. So I'd go 2. I would go 2, 3, 4, 1.
Okay. I'm gonna give this season a good solid 6 overall. But yes, season 2 by far still the best one. Three's definitely behind, like close 7, 8, 7. You give this season, I said 6, and then you give season 1 4, 5-ish. If that makes sense.
I would say season 1 was like a 6 out of 10. Season 4 is like 6.5 out of 10. Season 3 is like 7.5 out of 10, and season 2 is like 9 out of 10. The Benoit episode, New Jack episode, and Owen Hart episodes alone.
Yes.
Those 3 episodes are like all timers. They're all timers. They're all timer episodes right there. So it's just like, yeah, season 2 it's head and shoulders above the rest as far as like the best season of Dark Side of the Ring for me.
I can agree with that. You're not wrong. You're absolutely right. You're not wrong at all. So
you present a strong argument, sir. I was just scrolling through. Also, that season had the Jimmy Snuka episode.
Oh, yo, that's what we found out about. Yeah, damn.
And the Road Warriors episode. And the cocaine and cowboys boots episode. And the David Schwartz slap episode. Oh my god. And the assassination of Dino Bravo. Oh my god. Some of the man, like I don't think season 2 is ever going to be eclipsed for Dark Side.
Yeah. Season 2 is going to be like the best of the best. Like they came in with all the big guns that season. I feel like
it's like season 2 of Power. They can never get that good again. Anyway,
that's true.
Season 2 of Power, man. Y'all don't know. If y'all ain't lived through season 2 of Power, y'all don't know. That was Power at its height, where Power really started getting popular at season 3 because of how much people were talking about season 2. Like people started paying attention. Season 3,
and that's when it was word of mouth. Everyone was like, "Oh, you're not watching Power, son? Yo, you gotta get on that." Because remember,
and then everybody watched. That's when the ratings jumped up in season 3.
Correct, because again, it was still a really small cable show on Stars that no one was really paying attention to until us.
Yep. I got told that because I was watching Empire first, and then someone told me, "Oh, you should watch Power. That's the hood version. You watching the Mickey Mouse version. You need to watch the hood version."
The hood, right? I would say I was watching Power first, and I was like, this Empire show is cool, but it ain't Power, son. Like it's on a whole different level. Like you gotta like. This is for that's for like regular America TV. That's on Channel 5. You need the cable version. Like you need the raw, rugged, good stuff from Power.
Yeah, I think the best analogy that I heard was Empire is like going to Times Square. Power is like visiting the Bronx or Brooklyn.
Yo. You know what? I am not mad at that analogy at all.
Factual analogy right there.
It's actually it's factual. Okay. All right. I'm with it.
Well, here is our rankings really quick before we plug everything. We have for me here, and I think Krssi, number 10 was Magnum TA. Number 9 was the Graham Dynasty. Number 8 was Marty Jannetty. Number 7 was the Junkyard Dog. Number 6 was Adrian Adonis. No, I think number 7 was Chris and Tammy, but they're on one thumbnail, so sorry about that. Number 5 is Adrian Adonis. Number 4 is Doink the Clown.
Yep.
Number 3, Bash at the Beach.
Yep.
Number 2, Abdullah the Butcher, and number 1, Bam Bam Bigelow. Miss Krssi Love, let the people know where they can follow you on social media.
So, guys, you can follow me. This is our last Friday. Oh, no. SB, what?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Dang. Okay. Well, we'll find something else for us to do on a Friday, I guess. We'll see. Other than that, guys, join us tomorrow, Saturday. I am back for our flagship show, which is True Hill Heat. Join us 11:05 tomorrow a.m. Be there, be squared. Servant Faces Hill will be back on Sunday with my tag partner, Stephanie Hypes. Other than that, we do some roundtables, some watch-alongs. I missed last Saturday's watch along for SummerSlam, but I'll give you my thoughts and stuff for that show tomorrow on our flagship show. So be there. Other than that, you can follow me on IG, which is Krssi Love_1, or you can follow me on Twitter, which is True Hill Krssi Love, and not just my name, which is Crystal Lynch. SP, friend. And what are you doing?
Follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, patreon.com/True Hill Heat, and as well as subscribe to True Hill Heat Sports and follow us over on TikTok over there as well, and check out all the great content on the channel right now, like yesterday's AE Ramble episode, AE Ramble 106, Shake It Off. With talking about AEW Dynamite this week, me and Jimmy Macaram. Jimmy was wild yesterday. We also will be live tomorrow, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, True Hill Heat 238 with myself, Miss Krssi Love, and special guest Big Hero Chris is going to be joining us to talk about SummerSlam, to talk about the latest WWE news, including Bray Wyatt's life-threatening illness that has kept him out of action. We're also going to be talking about the G1 Climax 33 final, which is going to be on Sunday. So we'll talk all about that and much, much more tomorrow, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. So join us live, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast for Miss Krssi Love. Well, first, I did want to had a few comments here. See a bunch of you guys comment talking about power and stuff like that. I did see a question here from Annika, who says, when was the China episode? The China episode was a Vice special.
Right. So that's what they should have did with Marty Jannetty.
Marty is not on the same level as China.
No, but he's not. But I'm just okay. Fine.
I might have to do that. I don't know if I can do it here, Trey, but maybe on Fightful Overbook, I will do a Jersey Shore review. Don't tempt me with a good time. I will do a Jersey Shore review.
Wait, from like the beginning or like the family?
I can do it. I rewatched seasons 1 through 3 of the original series. I rewatched it. I'm on season 4 already. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Cabs is here.
Cabs is here. T-shirt time. Anyway,
Ron. Oh God, no.
This is what they call the situation. For Miss Krssi Love, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our Dark Side of the Ring Season 4 finale, The World According to Marty Jannetty review. We are signing off until next time.